Hi, in this video I'd like to talk about arrays. Now I want to talk about a few things. What is an array? How do we use them? And more importantly, why do we use them? And I'll end with a picture gallery challenge where I'll start you off and then you can finish from there. So let's get started. So I've got a project ready here, and I'm calling it using arrays. So that's what you want to create a project, and we're going to go back to this very soon. So I'll give you time to create one. All right, so what is an array? It is a data structure that can store a fixed size collection. All right, so that's a mouthful. Let's try to explain that. Think of it as a shelf. We know that variables can store one thing in one location, but if you want multiple locations, you'd have to create multiple different arrays and we would have to name it different things. But with an array, you have one object, but you can store multiple things. So it's like a shelf. Or think of it as a list of variables grouped together. This is the list of variables here, my names, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're all grouped together with numbers in brackets that denote their location. And we call these numbers index. So these numbers, this is the index 0, this is the index 1, this is index 2, and they're different locations. It's like if you had to navigate to a shelf and you had many shelves in the library, you would say, oh, go to shelf called my names, and go to the location 2 shelf, inner shelf, and then you can collect something from there or put something in there. So that's how arrays conceptually work. How do we use an array? So we write dim as with all objects in Visual Basics, and we give it a name. Now it doesn't have to be my names, but for this scenario, it's my names. Open curved brackets, and we put a number in. That number 4 denotes the last index. Then we close the bracket, and then we go as string, which is the data type. Now that 4 is really important because that 4 denotes the last index. It doesn't mean there's 4 things in there. It means that that's the last index. Because arrays in Visual Basic start at 0, if you put 4, it basically means 5 locations because you're counting 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 locations. Now let's say you wanted to put something, you wanted to put a MIT or something into location index 2. How would you do it? You would do it like you would verbally. You give the computer the array name, so my names. Then you put brackets. Actually, that's supposed to be curved brackets. Let's just change that quickly. Curved brackets. And then you go equals, and then you put in whatever you want to put in. And there's no semicolon in this language. So emit is being stored into this array of this location, which is the third location. 2 is the third location because it starts at 0. Let's actually do it. All right, so let's create it. So we go dim my names, and we'll create 4 locations as string. Now we want to start putting things in the array. Right now the array is empty. It doesn't have anything. So if I try to message box a location, let's just message box my names, and let's go to location 0 and see what's in there. And it will do that on form load because it's in the form load event there. So when the form loads, it will try to execute this line of code, and there's nothing in there, as I said. All right, so let's put something in there. So to put something in there, as previously stated, we would type in the name of the array, and we open brackets, and then we choose a location. I'm going to put something in location 0. I'm going to press equals. Remember, equals means to store to the left, and whatever's on the right, let's call it hello, should be stored into this location, and I'm printing that off. So in the message box there should be the word hello. I chose strings so I can put letters and symbols. There you go, hello. All right, let's put a few more things in the array just to show you. Let's put my names. Let's in location 1. Let's go hello, happy. It's something random. My names. 2. Let's put in I don't know YOLO. My names. 3. Let's put in game, and then we'll stop there. Oh no, actually my name, we'll go to the last index 4, and we'll put in beast, like you're a game beast. Alright, so let's now show what's inside location, my name's location 1, and happy should appear. There is happy, and if I put number 4 here, then it would access the the 5th location, which is last index 4, and it should say beast. Great. Now, just to show you what happens if you try to access a location that you haven't allocated, I'm going to go to location 5 and see what happens. Surprise, surprise, there's a runtime error. Index is outside of the bounds. There's nothing that's there. Let's try to put something in 5 to see if we can cheat the system here. Cheat. And let's see if it will accept it. Nope, it will not accept it. We've only allocated the last index as 4, so therefore we can't put anything beyond it. We also can't put anything before it. If I go names, regular 1, try to put something in there, that won't work. There you go, outside bounds. So that's pretty much what an array is. Now you're probably wondering, well, I still have to write the variable's name and write a number in front of it. So what's the point? I could just easily make variables. Go, you know, my name 0. You know, my name is 0. In my name 1, and so forth and so on. Actually, these numbers here are very important. And later on, when we start using loops and repetition, we don't have to write these ourselves anymore. We can use the computer, and we can use variables to change these numbers, and then we can access array locations using algorithms. And that's pretty much the real use of arrays. And we can nicely organize arrays. There's one name and there's a bunch of stuff within it. So all the names are in this array. And then we can have another array called money, and all the money is in that array. Let's have a look at what else we need to cover. I think that's it. All right, thanks for listening.